Former President Jacob Zuma has 5 days to hand himself over at a police station to begin his 15-month jail sentence. In a scathing and historic judgment, the Constitutional Court yesterday found him guilty of contempt of court for his refusal to abide by a previous order to appear before the state capture inquiry.
Yeah, the ruling struck a different chord with different constituencies. Ahmed Kajee takes a look.
This was the breaking news this morning, which ruled that former President Jacob Zuma would be imprisoned for 15 months on contempt of court charges. Zuma now has 5 days to present himself at a police station for legal processes to commence. The ANC says it will be deliberating on the ruling by the Constitutional Court.
But I think that one of the possibilities is that he will choose to go to jail and therefore choose to appear in his corruption trial and try and clothe himself in the garb of a victim. And I think that there are many voices in this country who seek to undermine our constitution, who will exploit this, who will exploit legitimate grievances of our people to try and support the idea that he is a victim and that he is a martyr. I think he will live to the picture that he's created, and that is, he's not afraid of jail, he will go to jail. It is the only way left for him to grasp at the idea that he is a victim. So that's the great possibility. The possibility that he will not go to prison and expect masses to stand up on his side is very remote.
Meanwhile, senior lecturer at the Nelson Mandela University, Dr. Ntsikelelo Breakfast, says the ANC faces a challenge navigating the situation.
This is a very complex matter. It's not a very, a simplistic matter because former President Zuma did not do what he should have done, which is to go to the commission. You can't appoint a commission, and then when you see that things don't go according to plan, then you want to pull out. So he is at fault. But at the same time, in the light of, I think, the agenda of the president to enhance unity and so on, you also don't want to be abrasive, to say things that will escalate the magnitude of the conflict. So there are also other political factors that one must take into account.
Former presidential spokesperson Mac Maharaj says this is a watershed moment for the country and a sad one for Zuma.
So it may well turn out that this decision is a decisive moment in closing the chapter on the abuses of power that have taken place, in closing the chapter on the entrenchment of corruption in our system, in closing the chapter on the failure of our three arms at different times. But it's also a very sad moment for me. The former president chose to challenge the authority and the credibility of our apex court and to place himself above the Constitution. It is sad because he has played an important role in our liberation struggle and was involved in negotiating our path from apartheid to democracy, negotiations which paved the way for our constitutional democracy. It is sad that he should close the last years of his life by walking back on everything that upholds his humanity, his service to the people, to do so in the interest of defending his personal interests.
Maharaj says Zuma would have expected the ruling.
I don't think so, because I think he went down a slippery slope to the point where he began to believe in himself and placed himself above the law. I think he has chosen this path as a way to shift attention from the corruption in which he has been involved and to hold the banner of a victim and a martyr. It's a false understanding, but I think he found himself trapped in that space and has become a victim of that false belief.
Meanwhile, Jacob Zuma's son, Edward, says he's willing to put his life on the line before his father goes to jail.
We will make our reaction known to the public and the world once we've consulted. Once again, I'm saying whatever decisions law enforcement agencies, decide upon, if that drastic decision happens to be taken, then they will have to pass by me, meaning I'll lay down my life for President Zuma. They are not going to take him to prison when I'm still alive. They will have to kill me first. I insist on that.
Edward Zuma also added that supporters are welcome to gather at Jacob Zuma's Nkandla homestead.
No, definitely. And in fact, you must expect worse than what you've always been witnessing, in the past months and the past years. So definitely we appreciate the support and we encourage people to come out in their numbers to come and support President Zuma. This is something that is not being planned. So any person who wants to come is welcome to come anytime. Nobody has planned that on a particular day supporters of President Zuma will come. They are welcome to come anytime, any day. We're in a situation of war here. We can't be considering COVID-19 situations. If it means we die, we die. And we are prepared to die.
For News of Africa on Channel 405, I'm Ahmed Kajee.